This is the image the city of Glasgow wants to project to the outside world. A city full of energy, life, and with ambitious plans for the 21st century. But Glasgow, and indeed Scotland, also have another image they desperately want to shed: religious hatred. Now, it's still quite early, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. How do you expect the evening to pan out?
We've got a list here from the computer, and we know we've had 14 assaults in before midnight. That's a high number for a weekend. At the end of the day, you could be talking about 40 patients who've all come here as a result of sectarian problems.
This is a film about two communities, one Protestant, the other Catholic, and the centuries-old rivalry between them. It's also a film about two of the biggest football clubs in the world, and about violence where wearing the wrong colour can mark you out for attack, even death. And this in Britain in the 21st century.
But surrender or you'll die, for we are the Brixton Derry Boys, Derry Boys.
The Billy Boys, a song sung by generations of Protestants in Scotland. It refers to the murder of Irish Catholics in battles 400 years ago. Glasgow Rangers fans sing it to antagonise their rivals, Glasgow Celtic. This is no ordinary football rivalry. It's the result of deep religious division. Celtic's traditional support is Catholic and Rangers Protestant. We filmed with paramedics and hospital staff after last weekend's Rangers and Celtic game. Most of the injuries you see in this programme were filmed on just that one night. This man was attacked several hours after the match.
I'm a regular at Celtic and Rangers games, regular. I get a ticket usually every game. This week I decided not watch a game in the pub with my pals. This is what happens. Just makes you wonder, know what I mean? There was sectarian stuff, no, turned round. That was it. Didn't need to say anything. My teeth kicked in. My hand jumped on. What's that all about? People getting put in hospital because of what team they support. What's going on in this country?
Rangers and Celtic are known as the Old Firm. They're among the top 20 richest football clubs in the world. One city, two footballing giants, and a rivalry which stems historically from the religious conflicts between Protestant Ulster and Catholic Ireland.
We've got a small, very small section of the fan base that I think we would rather not have associated with the club, who are sectarian attitudes. But I think you have to see that in context, historical context in particular. I think we've made enormous strides in dealing with that, trying to prevent it in the first case and to eradicate it in the second case. So our policy is very clear. We discourage sectarian behaviour in any form.
Do you believe that you do have a sectarian fan base?
Very small, and I think it would be wrong of me and crass of me to deny there is not some unacceptable fans who support our club. But I genuinely believe it's a minority, it's improving, but we should never be complacent, and hopefully that one day it can be totally eradicated.
This perception of the scale of the problem isn't shared by those who work in A&E.
If people who don't understand it, down south it would probably be like if you had an all-black team and an all-white team, and the all-black team were only supported by blacks and the all-white team were only supported by whites. And that's the only way you could really explain it, where there was that type of violence out in the street that's what it's like up here. It's not a colour of skin, it's a religion.
It's an analogy shared by one of the few journalists in Scotland to have openly criticised the clubs for failing to tackle the issue.
I've tried this line out on some of the more bigoted members of the Rangers and Celtic support, and they don't get it. You say, you know these phrases that you enjoy, these shouts and these chants you enjoy, dirty orange bastard, dirty Fenian bastard. Imagine if it was actually dirty black bastard, there's no doubt about it. If it was rank racism as opposed to rank bigotry, I think it would have been cured long ago, because we would never have accepted it. It would have been just too embarrassing.
This is the sound of racism in football.
Football's world governing body, FIFA, has demanded an explanation from the Spanish authorities for the racist abuse directed at England's black players during last night's match in Madrid.
It's only a few months since there was international condemnation of this behaviour. But no such condemnation for singing such as this. Rangers fans baiting their Celtic rivals only last week. In fact, as we travelled to games across Scotland this year, we heard the same songs and chants over and over again. The Billy Boys, clearly the Rangers fans' favourite. But these fans could now be arrested for singing this song. Since June 2003, sectarianism in Scotland has been outlawed. If someone commits an offence, such as an assault or uses abusive language, and it's based on religious prejudice, it's now treated as a sectarian crime. 450 people have been arrested in the first 14 months of the law. But sectarianism goes well beyond what we see on the terraces. It's 11 o'clock on a cold Saturday morning in January. This is a Republican march to commemorate Bloody Sunday in Northern Ireland in 1972.
That's a flag of your country! I fucking hate yous!
These are scenes you might expect to see on the streets of Belfast or Londonderry. But this is Glasgow, 2005.
At about 1800, Scotland was overwhelmingly a Protestant nation. Then the Great Migration started from Ireland, and probably 250,000 first-generation Irish in Scotland by the end of the 19th century. The important point to remember is that this is not simply a movement of Catholic Irish, because Scotland's Irish came from the north of Ireland. There was a substantial minority also of Protestant people. So to some extent, the north of Ireland's traditional tribal divides, tribal conflicts, were, if you like, transferred to Scotland.
These deeply rooted religious divisions find particular expression in football. Many Protestant immigrants from Northern Ireland adopted Rangers as their club. They maintained their loyalties to Ulster and the Crown. The club itself didn't sign any Catholic players until 1989. Celtic Football Club was founded more than 100 years ago by an Irish Catholic priest. Over the years, it's maintained its links with the Irish Republic.
I remember vividly the Irish ambassador to the UK attending his first Old Firm match. He thought he was at an international game, because on one side of the park, the Irish tricolour, the Republic of Ireland, on the other side, the Red Hand of Ulster. It was almost, if you like, a metaphor for the fact that Irish problems had been transferred onto Scottish soil.
This Rangers fan was attacked in the street after last weekend's Old Firm game by two men whom he said